So there's been this talk about Carlos Sainz and his comparison to Leclerc and how he's performed this season so far. He's been their lead driver. Keeping the fact aside that he was absent in Saudi Arabia, people are saying if he would have drove in Jeddah, he would have led the world championship after the last race. But he's in the form of his life. He's got a point to prove. And there are people who are saying that now we are just overselling and stretching Sainz's narrative, which does not make sense. Fair enough, Charles Leclerc has got the advantage on raw pace. He's a much more talented driver in terms of qualifying pace, in terms of raw pace in the races too. Leclerc is the driver. And yes, the data suggests that. They're qualifying head to head, even the race head to head, Leclerc leads that. So Leclerc has advantage data wise, and his past results, the head to head results speak in his favor. But at the same time, one cannot say that Carlos Sainz is an inferior driver. Time and again, Sainz has shown how he's equal to Leclerc. He's beaten him over the course of a season. Yes, people can say strategic errors, reliability issues, but those happen for Sainz too. He's made mistakes too, and Leclerc has made mistakes too. No driver's perfect, and at the same time, the way Carlos and Charles have been neck and neck with each other in terms of pace, in qualifying in the race, we haven't seen alarming deficits like we have seen in other teammate cases like Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll or Verstappen and Perez. So it doesn't really make sense how people just discount Carlos Sainz as a number 2 driver. Fair enough if people are asking the question, is Ferrari right to drop Sainz and sign up Lewis Hamilton? That's a choice by Ferrari that they want a 7-time champion. There are multiple aspects to that deal, but that does not make Carlos Sainz an inferior driver to Leclerc. Leclerc has always been the golden boy for Ferrari. He's driven for the academy, he's risen through the ranks for the team. So there are multiple aspects they would want to retain someone like Charles Leclerc, as Red Bull has done with Verstappen. And they even know Carlos Sainz is a driver, he's a survivor, he's a journeyman campaigner, a seasoned campaigner. So if they drop him, there are chances he could make another home for himself at Red Bull or Mercedes or any other team. Can Charles Leclerc do that? Certainly not. It's quite difficult for Leclerc to leave Ferrari and sign up for another team. We look at Sainz's situation, there are multiple options right now for him. For Leclerc, that's not the case. Yes, there will be a lot of teams wanting to hire Leclerc, but practically, would Leclerc fit in a McLaren? Would Leclerc fit in a Mercedes? Hypothetically, yes, we can think about those scenarios. But it would be quite difficult for someone like Leclerc to leave the Ferrari environment and go somewhere else. So I don't get this chatter around. There's been some overselling about Sainz's narrative. Sainz is a race winner. He's a fabulous driver. Yes, the driver market evaluates him as a B-lister perhaps compared to someone like a Lewis Hamilton or Charles Leclerc or Verstappen. But in terms of the championship potential, even Leclerc has 0 championships at this stage and only 5 race wins over the past 6 years. So yes, there can be all sorts of chatter about Leclerc being the better driver and this is just temporary form from Carlos Sainz. But it does not change the reality that Leclerc and Sainz have been a fabulous team pairing for Ferrari and they have been quite equal to each other. Neither of them has outperformed each other convincingly as such. They have been on relatively equal terms in qualifying and in the race. The data and the statistics don't always show the entire picture. You can look at a cricket match scorecard or a football scorecard and it won't give you the entire picture and the context of what happened in that game and how convincingly did a team beat the other or how closely was that match fought. Sport is not won on data. It is won on the field in the arena, and from that subjectivity, Sainz and Leclerc have been quite equal in the past 4 years, I would say.